And then he had to bite my leg, because I got bitten by a snake. And there's just swamp water on there.
You asked me out after that.
It was him in the Cadillac.
Who was the third guy? It was Roddy was there with us, wasn't he?
Yeah, Roddy was there.
He never got in the water.
Right, yeah.
Who was the third guy in the water?
It was either the huge
That's
guy.
a quiz for all you.
Maybe it was Diamond.
It was either
It
the
was
huge
that
guy,
guy.
the...
Farnsworth? No.
Yeah.
Well,
No, that was the third character in the show.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
Wasn't
you're
just
right.
you
There
and me in the water.
was. Yeah.
Why is everyone looking at me like I'm supposed to know?
There was a kid who died in the movie. His father came.
Oh, his father was maybe with us. The British guy that played his father?
Yeah.
Who did a great Stan Laurel?
Yeah.
One thing I remember about Ghost Monkey was always being freezing cold and having to pretend that I was sweltering hot.
The nights were
So that was
just like
Oh, no, but
it's a wind tunnel, and it'd be 42 degrees and she'd be in the sultry.
I'd be dressed like this, exactly.
And they would spray us down before the
With
so
cold
we would
water,
look dewy,
with
like
cold
it was
water.
hot in the tropics.
But I remember that there were many mornings where they'd get a first shot of me at about 5:30 or 6 in the morning, and you know how cold it is in the winter, in the morning, right? And my dresser was so cool. She'd hang all my clothes in front of the heater so that they'd be warm when I put them on. And we designed long underwear that would go and stop right here. So I had flannel long underwear underneath all my dresses. Oh my God. And I remember that I would be like, and I'd be shivering and shivering, and then they'd say, okay, spray her with water. And they'd come over and spritz me down with water swords, and then they'd go, okay, relax. And I go, God, it's so hot.
Oh, how funny.
And each goosebump has a drop on it.
Exactly. Oh, I'll never forget that.
As a rule,
I thought they were goosebumps.
it was almost.
You got to wear a leather jacket, though.
And they finally built me a little, incredibly thin wetsuit.
Yeah, they
I had to go
did.
in the water.
Remember? Oh,
Because
yeah.
the first couple times we went out.
There was a poor actor named Sandy Ward who win one of the episodes. I think it was actually an opportunity. And he's the one who said, I saw the assassination, and then he gets killed, and he has to fall in the water at night.
He's the big guy.
Big guy.
Yeah.
And I've used Sandy in lots and lots of shows. He was a Universal. And this poor guy, and he said to me, and he said, how, has the water circulated? I went, oh, Sandy, it's fine. Don't because we put up a stuntman, the stuntman couldn't come. So he had to, and I said, he goes, and it's a cold. I'm fine.
You want to get out.
So he went, and he goes in the water, and if you see the show, it's in there because they could never quite cut it right. He falls back and you're, Jesus Christ! And it's like he's shot, because he's shot. Jesus! And the next, I felt terrible, and then he left that night, and I said, okay, he was one of these pros who would do anything. And, I said, okay, and he's this big guy, and he would go, no, it's fine. And he went home, and the next day, I get a call from his wife, and I said, how's Sandy? And she very calm says, well, he's in the hospital. Yeah, he had pneumonia. He got pneumonia. He's okay. Yeah, he got pneumonia. And this
could have been worse.
And dysentery. That water. He was going to throw me in this water. We did in the episode. I kept saying to Harvey, I'm a guy. He knows this from my other shows. I love explosions, even on the Night Riders. He did a bunch of Night Riders, and I love explosions. Everything I did. So in this episode, there's a bomb and blows up the second floor of the Monkey Bar. And I kept saying, Harvey, look, I really want an explosion because I'm going to get to fight the cord. I really want this, and we can do it. I didn't like the explosions we were doing on the show before. They were kind of wimpy. Really make this big. So I went on the set to watch the day they were going to do that. And Harvey says, you're going to like this. I said, well, in fact, why don't you stand right over here? So I stood right over here. Go on! This explosion, and all of this fake, it's like a plaster, comes ripping up, slams into me, I go flying backwards. And you talk about smoking, and I actually had some smoking on my clothes from this. And he says, put him in the water, put him in the water. And oh God, not that. And as they're carrying me, he goes, is that big enough for you, Tom? Perfect, Harvey. Perfect. Put me down now.
Oh, don't put me in the water. I'd rather burn.
The tour buses used to come.
Oh, yeah.
The tour buses were ordered. We were ordered.
There, wasn't
Yeah, we were right near the
Depends on
party of the Red Sea. The tour buses would come down, and we'd be in the middle of the
It's
scene.
still there.
And Universal has a policy that the tour buses, they
Take
know it's
precedence.
at the precedent over the show they're shooting. So, and we were ordered to shoot 3 through them, which we didn't do. I would immediately forget my line.
Yeah, that was.
Because we were told.
I thought you were punching.
You're in the middle of the scene, and all of a sudden you hear. And we're in the scene shooting with the camera rolling, and we were supposed to keep going. And I was just.
I know, he was good that way. He was ridiculous.
Outside of 27th, where the Phantom stage was, we were shooting process with the dog. Dennis was the trainer. He used to take the dog out for a walk, and the tram would come by, and it'd come to a stop, and he'd stand outside the tram, and people on the tram would ask the dog questions, and and watching, and this dog, and people would be serious, you know, they'd say, and so, is it too warm for you to work today? The dog would go, arf, you know.
Dennis, the trainer, could literally go.
Yeah. He's the
And
one
you wouldn't
that
be
taught
looking
me-
at Dennis, you'd be looking at the dog.
That's right.
Like a
Yeah.
magician.
So who do you like in the 6th at Hialeah?
Actually, it's funny with that prop, you see
Yoga.
that prop behind you?
He did.
Pull that prop out, you'll
Oh.
see. That's how heavy, that's even for the dog. In the episode, the dogs, they had opened this up, and they came up with the idea of pouring the rum into the gas tank to keep it going. And that was when Harvey directed. This dog was so amazing.
That's
You
the
feel
real
it.
one? Harvey
This is the real.
That's the real one.
Did you all see this
Yeah.
prop? I brought 2 props. Yeah, it's the actual, one of the actual props.
And he had to pick him up, didn't he?
He picked these up and
Yeah.
now this is the strange thing was that Jeff was taking them and with his mouth, pulling them out with his, this was not, you know, and I looked over
with my mouth.
Right, yeah. And the dog paused and pulled it out with his own and then held it up. And I said to the trainer, I said, that's incredible. How did you do it? He looked and said, "You fucking Jeff."
Yeah,
He
Leo
held
was
it in
amazing.
himself.
Yeah,
That's
Leo
a
was
great story. You probably remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I used to, the first time I worked with that dog,
If you feel this, you see how heavy it is.
I said to the dog, I said, you look over there, and then I say, you go over here, you go under this tent, and then you come out, just stick your head out, and look over at them, and then stick your head in, and then go that way around and out. And that dog did exactly, I said,
Yeah.
rehearsal, the dog did the whole thing. Now, I think Dennis was standing behind me doing it, you know, but from that time on, I only
That
spoke
dog?
to that dog.
Yeah.
He had more brains than ABC.
Perfect. He did. He got everything on the first page.
Absolutely.
90%.
Yes.
Well, it was nice meeting you. I heard someone yesterday. We started